1956, a new year, a new challenge, and a new chapter in the fiercely competitive world of Formula One. The dust from last season's fierce battles has barely settled. 1955 brought its own share of heartbreak, triumph, and evolution on the track. Juan Manuel Fangio, the maestro himself, emerged victorious, securing his third world title. The technical regulations of 1956 were absent compared to today's Formula One. Only engines with a maximum of 750 cubic centimeters and a compressor, or naturally aspirated engines up to 2.5 liters, are allowed in Grand Prix competition. No weight restrictions mean power can be matched with daring designs, pushing the envelope of what's possible on the track. The point system is also simple but decisive, counting only the top 5 results towards each driver's championship total, with a critical bonus point awarded for the fastest lap. And in a unique twist, teammates can share cars mid-race, splitting any points earned, a rule that adds a layer of strategy unknown to today's competition. This year's championship will take us across Argentina, Monaco, Belgium, France, Great Britain, Germany, and Italy. Each circuit brings unique tests, from the unforgiving curves of Monaco to the flat-out straights of the Nürburgring, daring every driver to risk it all in the pursuit of victory. Ferrari's lineup had undergone a significant transformation in the off-season. Alongside Fangio, Italy's Eugenio Castellotti and Luigi Musso brought their fiery passion, while the young Englishman Peter Collins added a fresh, daring edge to the team. And making his Grand Prix debut as a guest entry, Belgian driver Olivier Gendebien took his place as part of this formidable lineup in Argentina. The Ferrari stable, however, was a study in contrasts. Fangio, Castellotti, and Musso would pilot the newly acquired D50s, powered by V8 engines, a potent machine originally designed by Lancia, now brought to life under the Ferrari badge. The D50's legacy of Italian engineering was unmistakable, with its aggressive V8 power offering a speed that no rival could ignore. But for Collins, the circumstances were different. Behind the wheel of the previous year's Ferrari 555, the Super Squalo, he faced a steeper challenge. Equipped with an inline 4-cylinder engine that had struggled to compete last season, the Super Squalo was an underdog among the field's updated machines. For Collins, speed would have to be matched with raw skill and grit if he hoped to leave his mark in Argentina. On the other side of the starting grid stood Ferrari's formidable rival, Maserati. The Modena-based team had entered the 1956 season with a different approach: precision, consistency, and unity. Every driver, whether mainstay or guest, would race with identical machinery, the legendary Maserati 250F, equipped with a finely tuned inline 6-cylinder engine. Maserati's newly appointed lead driver, Stirling Moss, was no stranger to the spotlight. At his side, the experienced John Behra, a fierce competitor and former team leader, lent the team both grit and technical expertise. With the start of the 1956 season, all eyes turned to Buenos Aires for the Argentine Grand Prix. Hopes are sky high among Argentine fans, with the legendary Juan Manuel Fangio now leading Scuderia Ferrari. The crowd's fervor reached a fever pitch as the Ferrari team assembled on the grid. Fangio's presence alone was enough to electrify the air, with fans clamoring for a glimpse of the champion. Argentina had given the world a driver of unparalleled brilliance, and today, with Ferrari's banner behind him, Fangio would once again make his mark.
Muy buenas tardes, damas y caballeros. Les damos la bienvenida a este emocionante sexto Gran Premio de la República Argentina aquí en el Autódromo de Buenos Aires. Esta histórica carrera marca el comienzo de la temporada de Fórmula 1.
The first qualifying session of 1956 wasted no time in underscoring the raw power of Ferrari's new weapon, the D50. At the hands of Juan Manuel Fangio, This machine seemed unstoppable, carving through the Buenos Aires circuit and setting a blistering pace. Fangio left no room for doubt, besting his teammates by over 2 seconds and breaking the track record in the process, shaving more than half a second off the previous best. Behind Fangio, Italian teammates Eugenio Castellotti and Luigi Musso battled for the second spot. In a twist of fate, both clocked in an identical time of 1 minute, 44.7 seconds. But in Formula One, even identical times demand a victor, and Castellotti edged Musso to take second place, having set his time first. Not all Ferraris were equal in Argentina. Collins and Gendebien, saddled with last season's Ferrari 555, faced an uphill battle. The Super Squalo, equipped with its less competitive inline 4-cylinder engine, struggled against the newer machines. In a tightly contested midfield, they would start from 9th and 10th, unable to match the pace of their D50-equipped teammates. But Ferrari's main rivals were never far behind. John Berra, in his Maserati 250F, delivered a flawless lap, joining Fangio on the front row. His skill and consistency proved Maserati was here to challenge Ferrari, with Berra finishing just behind the Argentine champion. Just a 10th behind Berra, José Froilán González, beloved El Cabezón, thrilled the Argentine crowd by securing 5th on the grid. Stirling Moss, Maserati's new lead driver and Ferrari's greatest challenger, faced a personal setback before he'd even set foot on the grid. In a freak accident during the transport of his car, a wheel struck Moss's right foot, leaving him in pain and uncertain of what lay ahead. Already tested by Argentina's challenging circuit, Moss would now have to race through pain, adding yet another layer to an already grueling contest.
Encabezando la parrilla de salida tenemos a nuestro campeón y orgullo argentino, Juan Manuel Fangio, está listo para defender su título frente a rivales de gran calibre.
Race day dawned under a heavy sky, a welcome contrast to last year's relentless sun that had turned the Argentine Grand Prix into a trial by fire. Today, a blanket of clouds stretched across Buenos Aires, offering a small mercy to the drivers and promising perhaps a less punishing ordeal. With 98 laps ahead, this Argentine Grand Prix was no sprint. It was a test of endurance. Spanning 383 kilometers, it would push man and machine to their limits.
Señoras y señores, la energía aquí en Buenos Aires es inigualable. Sabemos que hoy seremos testigos de un duelo de titanes en este autódromo. Prepárense para una carrera inolvidable. Arranca el Gran Premio de la República Argentina de 1956. ¡Que comience la acción!
As the Argentine flag is waved, the cars spring into action, and it's Luigi Musso who takes the lead heading into the first turn. However, excitement builds as José Froilán González, with a lightning-fast start, maneuvers past Musso to claim the front position by the end of the first lap. On the other hand, Juan Manuel Fangio experiences a rocky start in his home Grand Prix. Struggling off the line, the legendary Argentine finds himself in 5th place, grappling to make up lost ground. On lap 2, Carlos Menditegui, who made a strong start, launches an aggressive attack on Musso. Not wasting any time, his teammate Eugenio Castellotti follows suit, swiftly passing Musso as well, and further solidifying Ferrari's grip on the race. In a surprising twist, Stirling Moss overtakes Juan Manuel Fangio, relegating the 3-time world champion to 6th position and leaving fans in disbelief. The Argentine struggles continue as he finds himself in a fierce battle to reclaim lost ground. In the midst of the action, an exhilarating duel unfolds between the two Englishmen, Mike Hawthorn and Peter Collins. The two drivers engage in a spectacular back and forth, culminating in Collins managing to take the lead from Hawthorn. Menditegui expertly navigates the track. On the 4th lap, he making his move on González, surging ahead to take the lead for the first time in his career. The young driver has risen to the occasion, battling not only against his competitors, but against the weight of expectations that comes with racing on home soil. With the race heating up, the drama unfolds further. Eugenio Castellotti also launches an attack on Gonzalez. The young Italian is relentless, and with a daring move, he successfully maneuvers into second place. On lap 7, Juan Manuel Fangio, having adopted a cautious approach at the start, begins to find his rhythm. The master tactician shifts gears, expertly navigating past both Stirling Moss and Luigi Musso, climbing up to 4th position in just a matter of laps. Stirling Moss, always ready to capitalize on the shifting dynamics, manages to overtake Musso, leaving the Italian driver in 6th place. Gonzalez struggles to maintain his pace and quickly falls behind, allowing Fangio to sweep past him and secure 3rd place. The 3-time world champion is now in striking distance of the leaders. Fangio swiftly overtakes his teammate Castellotti, moving into 2nd place with apparent ease. The Argentine's confidence surges as he sets his sights on the leader. Meanwhile, Gonzalez continues to fall down the order as Moss makes his move and overtakes the Argentine. This leaves Gonzalez in 5th place, struggling to maintain his earlier momentum. Despite the discomfort from his foot injury, Moss displays remarkable speed as he battles his way back through the field. This time, he successfully overtakes Castellotti, propelling himself up to 3rd place. On lap 11, disaster strikes for Fangio. The Argentine starts to experience a troubling loss of power, causing him to relinquish 2nd place to Moss. Recognizing the severity of the situation, Fangio heads into the pits, where his mechanics swiftly open the hood of his Ferrari. Their faces reflect concern as they diagnose the issue. A malfunctioning fuel pump is the culprit behind the power loss, putting Fangio's chances of a strong finish in jeopardy. Unfortunately, the mechanics quickly determine that the problem is too severe to fix on the spot. As a result, Fangio returns to the track in a compromised car, struggling with reduced performance. This setback sees him drop to the back of the field, leaving the 3-time champion in the unenviable position of last place, battling against the odds in his home race. On lap 15, Castellotti and Gonzalez engage in an intense battle on the track. Their fierce competition sees the Argentine driver, Gonzalez, manage to edge ahead, reclaiming the 3rd position. A lap later, Castellotti fights back and retakes the lead from Gonzalez, re-establishing his position and maintaining the pressure as they continue to battle. On lap 21, much to the disappointment of the crowd, Fangio's car slows to a crawl, forcing the reigning champion to make another pit stop, this time for good. However, the team manager quickly steps in. He promises to provide Fangio with another car, keeping the champion's spirits alive despite the setback. On lap 23, Berra closes the gap on Musso. After a fierce struggle, the Frenchman manages to outmaneuver Musso, successfully claiming 5th place. A mechanical issue strikes Gonzalez as one of the valves in his Maserati engine fails, forcing the Argentine driver to retire from the race. This development allows Berra to capitalize on the situation, regaining 4th place with ease. By lap 30, Menditagai begins to pull away from the field, widening his lead over Moss to nearly 20 seconds. His steady pace and control are proving difficult for the rest of the pack to match. On lap 31, Musso heads into the pits and, in a strategic move, hands his car over to Fangio. To the delight of the crowd, the world champion rejoins the race right from 5th place, his return sparking a renewed excitement in the stands as he takes back his shot at victory. On lap 40, Eugenio Castellotti claimed a solid third place, but his progress came to an abrupt end as gearbox issues forced the Italian to pull off to the side, ending his race prematurely. On the following lap, Fangio catches up to Berra and swiftly overtakes him, elevating the Argentine back into third place. In a shocking turn on lap 44, Mendieta misses a gear, causing the race leader to spin out. With a comfortable lead of over 20 seconds, he's left in disbelief as a near-certain victory slips away. Moss takes over as the new leader, with Fangio now holding second place, trailing the Englishman by nearly a full minute. Fangio pushes harder, setting an impressive new fastest lap with a time of 1:45.3. Determined to close the gap, the Argentine champion charges forward, drawing the crowd's attention back to the battle at the front. After a relentless 15-lap chase, Fangio finally closes the gap to Moss, seizing his opportunity to pass the Englishman with ease. The crowd erupts in pure excitement as their home hero reclaims the lead, setting the stands ablaze with roaring cheers. By lap 72, Moss's car begins to leak oil, forcing the Englishman to drastically slow his pace. His struggles open the door for his teammate Berra, who sweeps past him into second place as Moss limps along, his hopes for victory fading with each turn of the wheel. On lap 77, disaster strikes as Fangio loses grip on the slick oil left by Moss's malfunctioning car, sending him skidding off the track. The local fans, stunned by the spectacle, spring into action, pushing the Argentine's Ferrari back onto the circuit. On lap 85, Moss's relentless pursuit meets a devastating end as the engine of his Maserati gives out completely, forcing him to retire from the race. This unfortunate turn of events paves the way for Hawthorn to seize the opportunity and secure a spot on the podium. After a thrilling and chaotic race, Fangio crosses the finish line first, securing his third consecutive home Grand Prix victory. In a remarkable twist, the Argentine shares his triumph with Luigi Musso, whose car he borrowed during the race. This victory not only marks Fangio's impressive win, but also brings Musso his first championship victory in Formula One. Taking second place, nearly 25 seconds behind, is John Berra. This result represents the Frenchman's best performance in his F1 career, and due to the half points awarded to Fangio and Musso, Berra suddenly finds himself at the top of the championship standings. Mike Hawthorn finishes in third, achieving the first podium for Alfred Owen's team, despite being over 2 laps behind the leader. In fourth place, Guarini crosses the line, sharing points with Landi, while debutant Olivier Gendebien earns 2 valuable points for his 5th place finish, albeit more than 7 laps down. After the race, Maserati manager Nello Ugolini lodges a protest against the results, claiming Fangio should be disqualified for receiving outside assistance on the track. However, the local organizers, loyal to their homegrown hero, side with Fangio, leaving the results intact and the celebrations alive. As the dust settles on an unforgettable Argentine Grand Prix, the excitement in the world of Formula One is just beginning. Next up, we head to the glamorous streets of Monaco, where the narrow lanes and steep hills present a challenge like no other.